I did too.
What happened to your wand? Makes sense.
All right, 21. You had to use the conjugate to be able to solve it, and that's what we were working on yesterday. So you had to multiply the top and bottom times 4 minus the square root of 5. 4 minus the square root of 5. Who got at least that far?
Me.
Hey, that's exciting. Congratulations. And then from there, you get 2 times 4 minus the square root of 5 divided by 4 squared minus root 5 squared. How many of us got that part?
Well.
Hey, that's exciting. We're not doing them for the last 2 weeks. We would have had the schedule not been.
Yeah, when we get out late.
Just eats into the little bit of time we have together.
23.
Know what I mean, Butterbean? Kind of like these people talking while we're trying to have class.
Now we get a pair media.
Why you gotta be so loud?
That's what I'm saying.
Alright, so then you get 2 times 4, which is 8. 2 times root 5, which is 2 root 5. Divided by, alright, what's 4 squared?
16.
And what's root 5 squared?
Remember when you
And 16 minus 5 is?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's it. Who got it right? Hey, that's exciting. 3 people, 4 people.
Wow.
Hallelujah.
I solved it, but I just got
Okay, we'll fix it.
No.
No, it's May. There's no slack to be cut.
Are you getting an attitude?
No cutting of the slack.
No.
Schlack.
No. Alright, number 22. What is the conjugate of 2 minus the square root of 3?
2 plus the square root of 3.
Alright, so what should we multiply the top and bottom by?
2 plus the square root of 3.
Alright, so then we write it as, what's our numerator right here?
3.
So 3 times 2 plus the square root of 3.
Well.
Divided by
2 squared.
minus root 3 squared. It's always minus on the denominator. Once you get to this step, it's always minus because it's a negative times a positive. So that's been a common mistake I've seen today. Don't feel bad if you made it. Alright, so then 3 times 2 is what? And 3 times root 3 is? No.
You said 3 times 3.
No, I said 3 times root 3 is 3 root 3. Divided by, alright, what's 2 squared?
4.
And root 3 squared is 3. So that's divided by 1. So your answer is just 6 plus 3 root 3.
How long got that?
Does anybody get that right?
Okay.
Yay! 2,
Oh, yeah.
3.
So you guys do it on the day of the test, right?
Yes.
Or is it due Friday?
If you're exempt, it's due Friday. If you're not
Well,
exempt, it's due the day of the exam. If you're not exempt, so it's due the day of the exam.
What is it?
Thursday.
So what do you guys do?
I should be back before the end of the class Thursday, so I'll be able to tell you. Because remember, y'all are going to Mr.
I'm not
Anilla's.
exempt from anything. I'm still from anything.
What if like we're not exempt, but the doing study guide might help us get exempt? They turn it Friday?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if they will, but
Maybe you should do the work that we're doing now, because this is a quiz grade, and then that other sheet is also a quiz grade, and it's like a free quiz grade because I'm doing it with you.
I got it.
Thank you.
Well, I'm really saying that to the 4 people who had their head down and haven't been writing anything.
Who had a head?
Sorry.
Alright, number 23, we need to multiply it by 7 minus the square root of 7, divided by 7 minus the square root of 7. Now, why am I multiplying it by the minus?
Because it's the opposite.
Yes, it's the opposite. You have to do the conjugate. Fantastic. Alright, and now I'm going to write it as 5 times 7 minus root 7, divided by what?
7 squared.
7
Yeah,
squared.
7 squared.
7 squared.
Alright, so then 5 times 7 is? 5 times root 7 is?
5 root 7.
Divided by, what's 7 squared?
49.
And root 7 squared is?
7.
And 49 minus 7 is?
Well.
Did anybody get that one right? Hey, 5 people, 6 people. Oh, 5 people, yes. Yes, please feel free to enter class with that. It's over here. Come on, hurry. Come on, Tater, hurry. You're hurrying like Eeyore hurries.
Me, boy.
All right, last one. Can anybody besides Carolina and Travis tell me what to multiply the top and bottom by?
You should have said Hannah too.
Do we agree or disagree? All right, Avery, can you tell me what to do next? Tyreek, we don't have enough time for your crap.
Kyrie.
Plus 4y plus square root 2, and then divided by 3 squared, and then plus square root of 4. Square root of 2, square root of 2
Squared.
squared.
Yeah, and it's a minus. So make sure that even though you multiply by a positive right here, it's still a minus because it is a negative times a positive, and that makes a negative. Does everybody understand where this minus comes from? Are we sure? All right, now we have 4 times 3, which is
12,
4 times root 2, which is,
4 root 2,
and then what's 3 squared?
9, 9,
And root 2 squared is, and 9 minus 2 is.
7.
Did anybody else get that problem right? Hey, that's exciting. The usual 5.
The Fab Five.
You counted
Like a Michigan.
Do we need to do some more? Nope, you know what, we're not. Because y'all are wasting my time and I'm tired of it. Alright, so we had to do 1 through 6 on the other page, right? Okay, so let's look at 1 through 6 real quick. Alright, so what is the, now you had to simplify 1 through 6. What's the biggest perfect square that goes into 150?
25 and 6.
And what's the square root of 25?
5.
So it's 5 root 6.
I got that right.
Did you?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Did anybody else get that one right?
Yes.
Alright, the Fab 5.
The Fab.
Alright, looking at number 2, what's the biggest perfect square that goes into 20? 4, and that gives you 5. And what's the square root of 4?
2.
And you get 2 root 5. Is anybody still confused on how we get this? Okay. Alright, let's look at 48. What's the biggest perfect square that goes into 48?
What?
16 and 3.
3.
I got that right.
Anybody else get this right? Hey, that's exciting. I really love it that you guys that actually work hard are going to get great credit, and those of you that didn't do it and I see you doing it in class are not going to get the same kind of credit. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah.
Isn't that justification for you actually doing your work?
That's exciting.
Alright, what's 6 times 20?
120.
And what's the biggest perfect square that goes into 120? 4, and you get 4 and 30. What's the square root of 4?
2.
So it's 2 root 30. Did anybody else get that right? Yay! Hallelujah. Alright, what is the square root of 121?
11.
And what's 11 times 7?
77.
So what's your answer?
77.
That's all right. Wow. What a day. What a day indeed.
Number 6. Does it say the cubed root or the square root?
Cube.
And the cubed root of 27 is 3.
Well.
Who got that one right? Yay! A different Fab 5. That's exciting.
It's a fantastic find if you want to accomplish one.
You're annoying. Alright, let's look at Chum, 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 chum. Chum, chum, chum. 32. What would we do with 5 and 20? Alright, what is the square root of 5 times the square root of 20? And what's the square root of 100?
10.
What's your answer?
10.
Magic.
Wow. Easy. Crazy.
I multiplied 5 times 20 and I got 100. I took the square root of 100 and I got 10.
That's easy. That's easy. Why are they so confused on the easy stuff?
Because
Why am I
about
me?
it.
I didn't even say anything.
I'm in your head.
Didn't even finish what I said.
Alright, let's look at number 22. What's the square root of 144? What's the square root of x squared? What's your answer?
Insomnia.
The square root of 144 is 12. The square root of x squared is x. Your answer is 12x. The reason, yes, because 2 goes into 2 one time. It divides evenly. Alright, let's look at 24. What's the square root of 81? Now, how many times does 2 go into 6?
81 cubed.
So it's 9q cubed.
Q cubed. Q cubed. Q cubed.
The square root of 81 is 9. 2 goes into 6 3 times. Let's look at 25. What's the biggest perfect square that goes into 75? So you have 5. Now how many times does 2 go into 18?
9.
So 5z to the 9th times the square root of 3.
That's crazy. 40 is going to be a doozy.
40? It's just the cube root. So you just divide 3 into it.
Oh.
3 goes into 3 how many times?
1.
3 goes into 9 how many times?
3.
3 goes into 6 how many times?
2.
Man,
Oh, okay. Never mind.
What?
I divided each of those numbers by 3. Alright, let's look at 17 and then we're going to do our notes for today. 17, 17, 17. Alright, what is the biggest perfect... wait, is 64 a perfect square? It is 8. And is x to the 4th a perfect square?
Yes. X squared.
Look at us go. It's like we've learned something.
Athlete?
I don't know. Probably not. Need my mom to stop texting me.
Something's easy, it makes you want to squeeze it a second.
It's like aging.
Alright. We ready for the notes for today?
Yeah.
Alright, so we need this sheet out.
What do you have in your procedure on?
Alright. Now, it's 2:08. We get out of 23. That means how many minutes do we have left together?
15.
Alright, so we have to get a whole lot done in 15 minutes. That means that you need to be quiet and pay attention. Does everybody understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, the first part of what we're doing is adding and subtracting. You can only add or subtract when the expressions have the same radicands. So the number under the radical must be the same. Does everybody understand? So are the square root of 3 and the square root of 6 the same?
No.
Square root of 3 and the square root of 6, are those the same thing?
No.
No, so you couldn't combine those. Are the square root of 2 and the square root of 2 the same?
Yeah.
So you could add or subtract those. Now with multiplying, it's totally different. But with adding and subtracting, the number under the radical has to be the same. So let's look at example 1a. Are these numbers the same?
Yeah.
So all you have to do is 5 plus 7, which is
12.
minus 6, which is, so your answer is 6 root 2.
Whoa.
What up, say it, do it again.
Oh my God.
No, lad.
5 plus 7 is 12.
Right.
And 12 minus 6 is 6. And the root 2 stays with it.
Oh. Okay. I got
I added.
it.
And then I subtracted.
Sorry for the interruption. Can I please have Tyreek Howard in Student Services for just a moment?
Yes. Alright, now let's look at B. Can we combine the square root of 3 and the square root of 5 together? No. But can we combine the square root of 3 and the square root of 3? Yes, you can. So we're going to say 15 root 3 minus 11 root 3. And what would that be?
4 root.
4 root 3. Awesome. Then we're going to do negative 14 root 5 plus 6 root 5. What does that give us? Minus 8 root 5. Good job, Kobe. And then boom, we're done. Does everybody understand?
Yeah.
Now looking at this page, please do 8 and 10. Whoever's phone that is needs to be on silent. You have a question? Okay, what is it?
What did you do? Did you do 14 to 6 and you subtract?
I did negative 14 plus 6 and got negative 8. 8 and 10, let's go, super fast.
Like, which sheet, Miss Avery? I'm sorry.
The little one that says radical review with the tiny numbers.
Oh.
8 and 10.
Yes?
10.
Oh, I heard that.
Are we done?
No.
Okay. It's not fine. No?
I don't know why you have the exponent of 3 in there. You just add the numbers out front. So you do 3 plus 9 and you get 12. 12 minus 4 gives you. So your answer is just 8 root 3.
Wow, so hard.
No, I got that one.
Then for this one, you do 3 plus 10. And then 13 minus 2. And that gives you 11 cubed root 5.
Oh, so you don't have to.
Because that cubed root is on the root.
Actually, the directions don't say solve. They say simple.
Alright, please do 30 and 31. Yes. Under the radical? What is that?
Somebody's looking for their iPhone. They're doing the Find My iPhone.
No.
I think that's what's up.
But the number outside can be. Do they need help finding it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's focus on 30.
What you supposed to do?
Please shut it. I can't. Alright, what's 3 plus 4?
7.
So your answer is 7 root 5. Did anybody get that right? Okay, good. I hope the whole class can do 3 plus 4.
Did you say it's land there?
Alright, now do 31. What, Kobe? I did. We did it. Look right here.
No.
Do 31.
Okay, then wait.
What's your answer? Look at you go. Alright, any questions on those? Now let's look at example 2. Mark out this. I don't know what happened.
Plus the square root of like.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Alright, now, are the numbers under the radical the same?
No.
But can we break down 18 and 32? What is the biggest perfect square that goes into 18? Y'all, 6 is not a perfect square. On Robin, 6 is not a perfect square. Look at your list. And 4 doesn't go into 18. And don't worry, Brayden, you are not the first person to say that today, which is why my freak out was like that. You're like the 12th person to say that 6 is a perfect square.
6 is a perfect.
So you're not alone. You are alone at your table, but not in the... No. What is the biggest perfect square that goes into 32?
16.
16. Alright, now what's the square root of 9?
3.
And what's 3 times 2? So we have 6 root 2. Does everybody see where I got that
Oh,
from?
I see where you got that.
Does anybody? I did. I took the square root of 9 and got 3, and then I did 3 times 2 and I got 6.
Wow.
Oh,
So, okay, so for this one, did you go to 64, then you get 8?
Yes, you would take the square root of 16 and get 4, and then 4 times 2 is 8.
I didn't hear a word you said. People was talking.
I think it's a 3.
Oh. I knew what he said. The square root of 16 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And then now, are the numbers under the radical the same?
Yeah.
So am I going to add 6 and 8?
Yes, 14.
14 root 2. Does anybody have any questions?
No.
Do we understand?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Yes. Let's look at B. Kobe, do you have a question? Okay, are you sure? Okay. Alright, let's look at B. Are 12 and 48 the same? Is there a perfect square that goes into 12?
Yes.
What?
4.
And you get 4 and 3. Alright, what about 48? What's the biggest perfect square that goes into that?
3.
Thank you. Alright, now what's the square root of 4?
2.
And what's 2 times 4?
8.
And then 3 stays under the radical. Does everybody see where I got 8 root 3?
Yes.
Does anybody not see? I broke 12 down into 4 and 3. I took the square root of 4 and got 2. 2 times 4 is 8. And then 3 stays under the radical to read Harry Potter.
Oh, so regardless that that thing on the skirt is the same. That
Yes.
yeah, it stays the same.
Yes. Alright, now what's it? Yes.
But I thought it was multiplied by 2.
The 4 is on the outside right here. So you multiply it by 4 on this problem. Alright, now this one, what's the square root of 16?
4.
And what's 4 times 6?
24.
And what stays under the radical?
3.
Now, can I combine 8 and 24? What's 8 minus 24?
Negative 16.
Does everybody see where I got that from?
Yes.
Are we sure?
Yes. Yes.
Alright, are we ready to look at this little sheet? Can you try number 36 without me? Just see if you can do 36 without me, and then we'll look at 37 together.
I got it.
It's a plus. It's just a baby tiny plus. Sorry. So y'all see where I got 4 root 3 from?
You know, did you already do I don't like that.
Okay, so the biggest perfect square that goes into 27 is 9, and you get 9 and 3. And then I took the square root of 9, and I got 3 root 3.
Why won't you just do like the square root of 3, this the 3 and 3, or 3 and 1? Oh, never mind, sorry. I'm good.
Okay. And then I did 1 plus 3 and I got 4. This root 3 has a 1 in front of it, an invisible 1. So 1 plus 3 gave me 4.
Okay.
The index is a 2, but you don't have to multiply it by that index.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's just invisible. Does anybody have any questions? Can we look at 37?
Are we?
Sure.
And yeah, in just a minute. What's the biggest perfect square that goes into 125? Perfect square.
25.
25. 25 and 5. And the square root of 25 is? So you have 7 root 5 minus 5 root 5. And what does that give you? 2 root 5. Alright, now please listen carefully. Tonight I'm going to post a video that is the rest of this lesson. That is the rest of this. You need to watch the video and fill this out because tomorrow we're coming in and we're moving. Okay? Does everybody understand? We have 2 more lessons. I will also post 1 through 10 and I will send out a remind with the schedule for tomorrow. Does everybody understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Don't wait till Thursday.
Say your birthday?